This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Our two-part series on the opioid problem facing our area starts next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information. My name is Ken Kerr and here's the latest from SSPTV on the Hazleton Standard Speaker. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Health, nearly 3,500 Pennsylvanians died from a drug overdose in 2015, and more individuals are killed each year by heroin and opioid overdose than in motor vehicle accidents. Because of these staggering statistics, and they continue to grow and impact all communities, tonight we have the first of a two-part look into the problem here in our area. Here's Lisa Sugar.
Today I'm pleased to welcome to our studios Eileen Panzarella. She is the Director of Prevention for Pathway to Recovery in the city of Hazleton. Eileen, we've all been talking about the tragedy involved with the opioid crisis. It's not only a crisis all across the nation, but especially right here in Luzerne County. And you told me we have the highest overdose rate in the whole country right here in our county. How is that possible?
I really, don't know. We had 140 overdose deaths last year. They're expecting that to match that number this year, if not exceed it. So we really are in a crisis here. And whether it's an economic issue, it's maybe lack of education issue, it's something that we're trying to battle and figure out.
It's really, all the intelligent people are coming together trying to find a way, but it's very difficult and overwhelming. What got us to this point? You said there's different paths that people get to that point of such a tragedy.
Yeah, what the statistics are saying is about 85% of our heroin addicts really started off as a pain medication addict, usually OxyContin and that. So what had happened, whether legitimately they had an accident or a surgery and they needed pain medication and they were using it and they got addicted to it, and then that led them, maybe their doctor refusing to give it to them anymore, but now they had an addiction, so it led them to heroin, which probably is cheaper and easier to get on the street. So we're seeing a large percentage coming that route through the pain medication addiction first. And then we also do have people who it's just a drug. They've used marijuana, got bored with it, maybe went to cocaine, and then went to heroin. And that's so both avenues.
And everybody says it affects all families. Nobody's exempt from this. Are you seeing that yourself?
Yes, it's not homeless people. It is educated. It is rich, poor. It doesn't matter. College.
Wow. So for our viewers who are watching this, what are the signs that they need to be aware of in case someone in their family is in danger?
So usually when someone uses heroin, right after that, immediately after that, it is a depressant. So they usually get sleepy, they get tired, they call it nodding off. So they might fall asleep, and that you might notice that. Probably a lot of sneaking around, maybe things are missing, they're looking for money, and that too, we hear a lot about that, stealing jewelry, any kind of little valuables that they can then get money for, and then when they're coming off the heroin, they go through withdrawal. So they will have like flu-like symptoms, and that where they might be having a fever, chills, things like that, where you might notice them looking sick, and then in a little while they're all better because they've used more heroin. And that's.
Well, we're going to bring you back in to talk more about the services that are available to help people. But until we get to that, you just want to give them your number where they can call, because you're always available for people to guide them what they should do if they have a problem or someone in their family does.
Yes, so we're available, Pathway to Recovery. It's 570-455-9902.
All righty. And you can also go to pathway-to-recovery.org for more information as well. But if you have any questions or you need help, give Eileen a call. She'll get you on the right path to recovery.
Thank you, Lisa. Tomorrow we highlight the services that are available to those who are dealing with addiction. In other news, one state lawmaker from our area has introduced legislation to encourage colleges and universities in Pennsylvania to comply with existing federal immigration laws. State Representative Jerry Knowles, who represents the 124th Legislative District, says that many institutions of higher learning across the country have adopted campus-wide sanctuary policies for illegal immigrants, including Swarthmore College and the University of Pennsylvania in southeastern Pennsylvania.
The legislation has been introduced. It has been referred to the State Government Committee, of which I'm a member, and it's pretty simple. It basically says that you will comply with federal law. You will comply with federal law, and if you don't comply with federal law, you're not going to get any state funding. And I mean, we're talking about we're talking about over $1 billion here that we give to these schools. And I think that the least that they can do is obey the law. Are we a nation of laws, or aren't we a nation of laws? When we get to a point where people are going to decide which laws they're going to obey and which laws they're just going to out and out break, I think that's a bad direction that we're taking.
Knowles says that the bill has 30 co-sponsors, including colleagues on both sides of the aisle. Representative Knowles will be a guest on a new Sam Lassant show that airs tonight at 6:30 and 9 p.m. on SSPTV and SSPTV.com. Will taxes in the Hazleton Area School District be going up? Last night, the Hazleton Area School Board Finance Committee got its first look at the district's 2017-18 proposed general fund budget. Right now, the budget shows a $5 million deficit. But District Business Manager Tony Reba cautioned that the numbers will likely change. The board is scheduled to approve the preliminary spending plan during its regular meeting on February 15th. It will then have until June 30th to revise it. You can read more about last night's budget meeting in today's Standard Speaker and at standardspeaker.com. A bald eagle that was being treated for lead poisoning has died. The eagle was being treated at the Carbon County Environmental Education Center in Summit Hill after a wildlife conservation officer found it in the area of the Francis E. Walter Dam on January 25th. Hazel Drugs in downtown Hazleton also helped by compounding one of the special treatments to help the bird. It was sickened by a lead fragment found in its gizzard. The eagle died yesterday. Well, coming up on SSPTV News, Standard Speaker Sports editor Dave Seaman makes his Super Bowl pick, and we'll discuss some local wrestling. Up next, Lisa talks with a woman who is helping organize a fundraiser to help the widow of a state trooper killed in the line of duty.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
All right, folks, welcome to this week's segment of Wild Bout Hunting, and we're on the final week of introducing you to the team members here at Wild Bout Hunting. And joining me today is team member David Gantz. And David, it seems like I've known you almost my entire life.
Kind of.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Happens to be my brother, and we saved, like, I don't know, is it the best for last?
I would say.
I know he would say that. But anyway, Dave, you know, we just got done with the Early Bird Sports Expo.
Yep.
We had a lot of fun at that, as always.
Yep.
And we gave away a ton of great prizes to a lot of people who are pretty happy, I think.
I believe they are.
Yeah, so, but anyway, we're talking a little bit today. David's been with the team now for the last 2 seasons. He was with us for season 1 with filming, and we just got done filming for season 2. David, what's been some of your memorable moments with getting involved in filming for the television show and trying to put this whole thing together?
Well, there's been quite a few. I mean, it's learning the camera. It was a battle for me, especially when you're on your own.
Right.
But just being out there with the guys. I mean, your hunt, the first one that I came out on with archery. Yep. You know, we were out there tracking a deer. Wally came out with us. Kevin came out. We had Alana with us. She had a great time. I mean, there's just we don't have enough time to
right,
go through
well,
it. I mean, there's so many moments out there that you
Good
take
big
in
go.
when you're out there in the woods, whether you get something, you don't get something, that's being with other people.
And that's what we try to portray to everybody. It's not necessarily about the kill or the harvest or what we're going after. It's the memories that we take back.
Right.
And one of the things that we're looking to do with season 2 is our theme is share the passion. And you kind of did that this past year
I did.
filming in the ground blind. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I got my wife Sherry out with my daughter on one hunt. Actually, it was the first evening of archery season, and weather didn't cooperate the best with us, but they had a good time. I mean, they enjoyed it. They got out there. Hopefully this year we can keep that rolling and get them back out on the stand again. So.
And you said earlier about learning the camera and filming, and we've had to do a lot of self-filming. You and I got to hang out the day after Christmas, and we had a lot of fun on a late flintlock season hunt, and I got to film you. We just couldn't seal the deal.
Right.
But the next day, you had to go out and film yourself, and you got it done.
I did. It was neat because the deer were holding up. I couldn't get a shot at them, and finally they came out. I was able to get the shot, and I actually had my second angle camera take everything that I was seeing at the same time. So it was neat.
And it's neat. We run a lot of cameras when we're on the hunt, whether it's a cameraman or by ourselves. But folks, my brother, team member David Gantz, you're going to see a lot of him in the seasons ahead, and we're going to have a lot more memories.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next week somewhere in the hunting woods.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Starting to feel the dog days of winter. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I'm feeling it. Here's our local forecast now from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly cloudy. We'll have a low of 24 degrees with a west wind from 8 to 11 miles per hour. Here's our extended outlook on Thursday. 20% chance of some isolated snow showers before 10 a.m. Partly sunny. We'll have a high of 28 degrees. Thursday night is partly cloudy with a low of 12. On Friday, partly sunny with a high of 22. Friday night, mostly cloudy. Once again, we're back down to 12 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high in the mid-20s. Saturday night, a bit warmer at night, mostly cloudy with a low of 15. Sunday, 40% chance of snow, mostly cloudy with a high near 29. And then Sunday night, 30% chance of snow, mostly cloudy. We'll have a low of 23 degrees.
A special benefit will take place this Saturday, and it is being held to benefit the wife of fallen trooper Landon Weaver, who was killed in the line of duty in Juniata Township on December 30th. Nicole Jubin joins me. She's from Hazleton, and she is the organizer of this benefit that will be taking place on Saturday at Damon's in Sugarloaf Township. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. What made you want to do this benefit to help the wife of the fallen trooper?
My fiance is a state trooper, so him being shot and killed unfortunately hits very close to home, so that's definitely the reason why.
Well, that's very nice that you wanted to do this to help. So tell us exactly what you have planned for this Saturday at Damon's.
Sure. Damon's were 6 to 9 on February 4th this coming Saturday. The $20 gets you in the door. That's food and beverage. We'll also have raffle baskets open to the public and PSP strong items as well.
So you told me there's been a lot of money already raised to help out the widow that was left behind. So that's wonderful. Tell us about, it's through PSP Strong, that organization?
Yes, PSP Strong has a goal of raising $100,000 for his wife Macy, and we're over halfway there right now.
That's very commendable. And a lot of people like the PSP Strong items. There's shirts and all different things. So that will be available that day then as well?
Yes, they will be.
All right. So now, do we need a ticket in advance, or we just worry about showing up that day?
You can buy tickets at the door, and they're also available on the PSP Strong website, which is pspstrongshirts.com.
How impressed were you by the support that has come out when such a tragedy like this hits? Because he wasn't from our area, but I guess it's a close-knit family, the brotherhood of troopers and police officers, all law enforcement and emergency responders.
Yes, absolutely. Hazleton has been amazing, donating different raffle baskets to the local businesses, and the community has been completely awesome. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday.
And you said 100% of the money raised is going because the food and beverage always also being donated.
Yes, Damon's is donating all food and beverage to supporters, so net proceeds from the benefit will be going all to his wife.
All right. Well, that's very good. Very commendable that so many people want to help for a wonderful cause. Again, it is to benefit the widow, Macy, of Trooper Landon Weaver. who died in the line of fire on December 30th. This event, again, taking place Saturday at Damon's in Sugarloaf Township from 6 to 9 p.m. A $20 donation at the door gets you in. There'll be raffles and PSP Strong items. Please come out and support this very worthy cause.
Thanks again, Lisa. Before we take a little break, here's your midday winning lottery numbers on SSP TV News. Pick 2, 48, pick 3, 883, pick 4, 9210, and pick 5, 77523. Super Bowl talk and so much more when we come back with Dave Seaman from the Standard Speaker.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
It's a Super Dave Day with Dave Seaman, the sports editor at the Standard Speaker. We always appreciate his time here on SSP TV News. We'll get to the Super Bowl, Dave. Let's start with some local matters, and a big local matter tonight going on at the Hazleton Area High School. The wrestling team will host the beginning, Dave, of the District 2 Duels Championships. Look at the quarterfinals, semifinals there. They're kind of the top of the bracket. Let's take a look at what's happening there. And then over at Delaware Valley, they're the Lackawanna League champions. They'll host the other half, and then the winners there will all meet up on Saturday at Pittston Area High School for a champion. That's where a champion will be crowned. And Dave, the accolades keep coming. They won the Wyoming Valley Conference Championship, the Cougars. Jimmy Hoffman breaks the all-time wins record. There's a bunch of 100-bout winners on that team now. But it was interesting. I think earlier, they lose to Tunkhannock, and there was an article in the newspaper where Keith Maurer, Coach Maurer, called out his team a little bit and said, listen, we need to wrestle as a team. And since then, how do you think it's gone for Hazleton?
I think they've wrestled very well since that time. There's a lot of momentum for the Cougars going into the tournament based on Dallas beating Tunkhannock in the last meet of the regular season. That gave the Cougars the edge for the home mat advantage in this first round of the district dual tournament. I think that's a big advantage for the Cougars. All three other teams, Abington Heights, Scranton, and Tunkhannock, have to travel to Hazleton. And you're always more comfortable in your own surroundings. But the Cougars obviously have a lot of talent, and I think they're wrestling with a chip on their shoulder, too. Not only did they lose to Tunkhannock, they lost to Scranton last year in the district dual tournament, too. So there's two teams there, too, they'd like to get back at.
And I believe Hazleton beat Dallas after that Tunkhannock matchup then, so that was a big one, like you said, for them to get this seed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They wrestled very well. They got out to a big lead in that match, and it was at Dallas. They took that momentum and kept it going. They had an outstanding weekend at the Coal Cracker Tournament of Panther Valley this past weekend.
Another team playing well right now, Dave, the Marion girls basketball team. Pressure's been on them. They have to win to keep pace with Monoy area in Schuylkill League Division 3, and they have so far. One more game in the league Thursday. Shenandoah at Marion. Weatherly will play at Monoy. Win there for both teams. There's a big showdown on Monday. What's been keeping the Phillies on track? Brenna Carnish, I know, has been playing very well for them.
I think the big thing about Marion is not necessarily their wins, but their losses. They play state-ranked Minersville, the top-ranked team in Class 2A in all of Pennsylvania. Marion was tied at halftime, so I think the Phillies took a lot of momentum from that confidence from that game. And then even though they struggled a little bit at Weatherly on Monday, they were able to pull through at the end and win by 3 points. Again, you win close games like that, it shows you how fire-hardened you are, and a team that's ready to compete for championships and a battle for a division championship. And Coach Paul Bruto's been there forever. He knows how to push the right buttons, turn the right keys, whatever cliche you want to use there. But I think the Phillies are primed to give. But Monoy is not going to be easy. Monoy is a very talented team, a young team, a team that also has its sights set on winning division. They got a taste of winning last year by winning a District 11 Class A championship.
Dave, you should be proud. Wednesday's Standard Speaker was phenomenal. Not that they aren't great other days, but I just dove into the sports section. A ton of great articles. There's one about a former Crestwood football player who played for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. And another one by Steve Stallone talking about Nate Aegis, Hazleton area football standout. Went on to have a great career at Colgate and then played with the Chiefs, was successful with the Kansas City Chiefs, and now he's looking to play some indoor football, Dave, and he said this might be his last chance. So he's only 26 years old, but excited about this opportunity in Boston. Oh,
no, there's no doubt about it. We were wondering, what's up with Nate? Knowing Nate that he was going to stay in shape and he was going to always be ready for his opportunity. Well, lo and behold, here comes his opportunity now. It's not in the NFL, but maybe it's a ticket for the NFL. Obviously, Nate's going to, like he's done with whatever he's done, wrestling, football, through his high school and college career at Colgate, and even with the Kansas City Chiefs, he's prepared for every opportunity that comes his way, and he's going to go full bore at it. And best wishes to Nate Aegis.
and it's the Can-Am Indoor Football League, and I think it's going to be interesting because he said he might play it both ways, and I'm excited to see that once again, Dave, because he was good on defense.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The game, everybody knows him for his running exploits at Hazleton Area High School, but he was a heck of a linebacker for the Cougars too. And let's not forget too, when he started at Colgate, he started at linebacker too. Before there was an injury in the backfield of Colgate, he went over to the offense, and the rest is history. At Colgate, he ended up being a free agent selection of the Kansas City Chiefs, and it got him into the NFL. But I know that he's going to want to play wherever he can get on the field.
Dave, finally, the Super Bowl. Let's talk about it. We teased it last week. Who is your pick? I like the Patriots. They're so good. They're so motivated this year. They really want to get that Super Bowl win, but I feel like I've said this before, and then the Giants beat them during that undefeated season. I think they're a beatable team, but I think they'll get it done.
I think I'm liking Atlanta in this game. For some reason, I like Atlanta. I like Julio Jones. I think Julio Jones is a tough matchup, even for the good Patriots defense. When the Patriots played Seattle a few years ago, they were able to neutralize Seattle's passing game. Seattle was able to make some big plays, and even in this year's regular season meeting, Seattle was able to go to New England, win at New England. Atlanta took care of Seattle in the playoffs. You don't like to compare scores, especially when you get to the Super Bowl. Players that have never been in the Super Bowl before, but Matt Ryan's been playing sensationally at quarterback. Not to say Tom Brady isn't, but I think there's more star power on the Atlanta offensive side this year.
So interested. Split right here on Dave. Dave will be back again next week. Pick up the Standard Speaker on Thursday for results from the District 2 duels at the Hazleton Area High School.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening: the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts will be hosting the 6th annual A Taste of Theater, which will be held Saturday, February 4th at 7 p.m. The event will be held at the J.J. Ferrara Center located on Broad Street in Hazleton. This evening includes a silent auction, food samplings, cash bar, entertainment by the jazz band Round Midnight, and the PTPA performers. Cost is $30 per person or $50 per couple, and for more information just call 570-454-5451. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. James R. Kephart Sr. of Whitehaven. Graveside services will be held Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Laurel Cemetery. Friends may call Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Gerald R. Lipinski of Hazleton. Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. in the Holy Rosary Church. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. The John J. Pustite Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Regina M. Irwins of Hazleton. Memorial services are Friday at 11:30 a.m. in the O'Donnell Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. George M. Opilla, formerly of Foster Township. Services are private and under the direction of the Bachman, Kulik, and Rhinesmith Funeral Home. Sister Andrea Swerble, formerly of Hazelwood Apartments. Funeral is Saturday at 10 a.m. in the St. John's Byzantine Catholic Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Richard C. Sharp of Drums. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. Eleanor M. McGill of Clares. Arrangements will be announced by the Damiano Funeral Home. And Eduardo Artiles of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Randy Eichhorst of Drums. Randy, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
It's National Signing Day for college football, and two Marion Colts quarterback Ethan Kaczynski and tight end Matt Stanziola announced they will go to Assumption College in Massachusetts. We'll hear from both of them later this week. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.